Hi guys, how's it going? We're back today with another little bit of a battle for you guys, and I'm going to be, of course, in command of the mighty Lizardmen, my favourite faction by far, just thematically as a whole, plus they're probably the faction I am best with, up against the Warriors of Chaos here. So let's have a little look at our army. So I've gone back to a little bit of an old school tactic I was using quite a lot, probably a couple of weeks ago, maybe even a month or so ago when I first started playing, and that's when you come up against Chaos, go for a bit of a Death Star with the Lizardmen, it tends to work quite well. So we have gone for the 4 units of Temple Guard. All 3 of them are chevroned up pretty high, some of them to triple bronze, 1 to silver, and also the Star Chamber Guardians, who I've raved about these guys so much in so many battles. You're probably very tired of it, but just for those who don't know, they do in fact have the Guardian ability, which is 15% physical resistance to Lord and Heroes who are near them, and in a Death Star build, obviously everything's going to be quite close quarters and all bunched up. So they get super good value overall, plus they're just a super tanky unit. Now we do have a Bastildon with a Rev Crystal, which is always good to bring when you have, single entities or these very tanky units that high value and the hills kind of really pay off on them. Now we do have Lord Crack floating on his chair here. Of course, he just has his one spell with him, which is the Deliverance of Itza, which is a massive bomb spell, which is huge damage. Considering Chaos like to take a lot of elite infantry, it gets huge value. He also does have his little bound spells, like just the Cold-Blooded and the Supreme Shield of the old ones, which is actually super powerful and very nice. So for our Lord, we have gone for Krokgar. Been using this guy a ton recently. I didn't really use him when I first started playing. Loved the character as a whole, but just didn't think he was most competitive. But I'm finding he's doing pretty good bits, actually, to be honest with me. So here's, of course, brought the Hand of the Gods. We've seen this before, which is a huge amount of damage. And all his other nice spells, like Swiftness of Itzel, Deadly Onslaught, Sacred Spawning, and all of that good stuff. Now we have gone for the Umbral Tide, which is a little bit of a risky pick. When you've gone for a Death Star, it's super hard to protect any ranged units, but these guys, they are going to be stalked, obviously, invisible. So the opponent won't be able to see them too close up, so I'm hoping to be able to protect them, and they do fantastic damage against large units, and trolls in particular have a weakness to fire. Now for my opponent, he's gone for 2 units of Chaos Warhounds with Poison on the left flank here. Great for, just getting in the back line, harass, and chasing down routing units, trying to get that good value. Now he's gone for 2 Chaos Chariots. I really struggle with Chariots, they take a lot of micro, but used effectively, these could be really good against almost any unit, well, infantry unit at least, because you can just drag them through, and even units which are anti-large can struggle against them, as long as they don't get pinned in place. Now for his main force, a really good pick here, he's gone for the Chaos Warriors with Halberds. These guys will do decent against Temple Guard, they'll obviously lose, but they do decent against them, good against Saurus Warriors, and they're anti-large, and of course Lizardmen bring a load of large monsters, so a nice pick there. He has gone for 2 units of Trolls, which is a little bit risky, coming up against, Temple Guards, and obviously the Umbral Tide and Salamanders and so forth, do a huge amount of damage to them. However, they are very good at pinning in those big dinosaurs and getting a bit of a, hurting on them, smacking them up a little bit, and also pretty decent against Saurus Warriors and so forth. Looks like he has got the Regiment Renowned Swords of Chaos, Chaos Knights. Now, I haven't actually seen these guys in use yet. They look very badass and demonic here. Let's actually see what their bonus is. So they have the Apocalyptic Charge. So an extra 24 charge speed and 24 speed. So that's all nice. And they also have Guardians. That'd be cool. And I'm sure they're going to be rolling with their big homie here, Archeon the Ever-Chosen, who's just a bit of a beast and a very good all-round duelist. And very late, in the back here, we do have the Summoners of Rage, Regiment Renowned Dragon Ogres, super good anti-large armor-piercing unit. A must pick in this matchup, I think. So very good little army there. Let's see how it gets underway. So here's me moving around the left-hand flank with these Warhounds here, just trying to find any weak spots. I'm moving back a little bit. I'm desperately trying to protect these Salamanders, because I've seen the Trolls, I know how much value these guys can get for me. I'm a little bit worried he's going to be trying to sneak these Warhounds on top. These guys are a little bit squishy. And as you can see, just how much damage they do there. One volley, with a ton of damage to these Chaos Warriors, do go charge into these Temple Guards to get some free damage. However, the Temple Guard are braced, so they're going to struggle to get through quickly, and that has allowed Krokgar to catch one of these poor boys. And as you can see, it's a huge amount of damage. They're already down to 2 more of that from the original 3, and they've already broken. It looks like the Hounds did get a nice rear charge here, just trying to get some free damage and to save those Chariots. But they are kind of getting stomped on a little bit now, as my forces are coming back and rescuing the situation. So it looks like, yeah, that Chaos Chariot, has gone down to... Oh, his head's in fact completely shattered there with just the one model left. We have managed to scare off the Hounds, but I'm sure they'll be coming back soon. It looks like we might even be able to pin this other Chaos Chariot down. As I said before, if these guys get pinned, they really start to struggle. But nice, play for my opponent here. half my army is over here distracted by these fairly cheap units, so he's crushed into the front line, trying to break these units to are a bit isolated. With turn I do drop a big limit of it, so it doesn't do as much damage as I hoped. I wasn't sure how good it was going to do against summoners and knights and stuff. It's kind of more meant for infantry. But these Temple Guards, they've been charged by 2 units of trolls, Summons of Rage, plus the Swords of Chaos, and they're holding just so strong. They do not care. They've still got half health, pop the red crystal on them. And as you can see, the salamanders are just taking these trolls apart. Their flaming damage, negates their regeneration, and they're completely terrified now, and they're going to be running to the hill. It's looking quite good so far over for me. Managed to deal with the main threats. However, these Warhounds can still be a pest and hop on top of these Umbral Tigers, doing a huge amount of damage. It looks like they're going to be trying to do that now. We are running back from the Temple Guard, trying to save the situation there. Another thing, it goes down, really helps us carve through these Chaos Warriors so much quicker. Troll Guards really come back as well, trying to protect these Salamanders, who've done a great job so far. Now, the Star Chamber Guardians are going toe-to-toe with the Summoners of Rage. They're going to take some damage. These guys have been real MVP so far, taking all that damage. They've only got 1 kill on them so far. They've been finding these large targets, just doing a huge amount of damage. Some of the Rage are going to bit out to strike on the Crocodile here, but he has popped down a lot of his buffs here. He's doing a huge amount of damage, and we are going to sandwich them here between the 2 units of the Temple Guard. So they're really going to suffer now quite badly. And it looks like over we have managed to break 2 units of Chaos Warriors of Halberd over there. Trolls are returning Halberd, but if we can get some shots on them with the Salamanders, that shouldn't be too much of a problem. It looks like we have managed to just destroy the Summoners of Rage here. Some Kobe's coming in from the Salamanders over the top there, and it looks like they're actually going to take them down to the last man. That's very good over there. Another Deliverance of Itza came down just to get rid of these Chaos Warriors a little bit quicker, and my opponent with that does surrender. Very well played to my opponent there. Super tough matchup for Chaos, and let's see the end stats. Yeah, so that was up against Wazerfish there, loving the name. Very brave him, obviously, to take Chaos up against Lizardmen. Lizardmen, I think, are a pretty hard counter for them at the moment. So, very well played, gave it a good go, of course. Now, I do actually like his attempt to capitalise on the fact half my army was pulled back, dealing with these hounds and chariots, trying to make the best of a bad situation there, and kind of smash through the Temple Guard, went all in on the Star Chamber Guardians. However, these guys are just so resilient. Even with 2 units of Trolls, the Summoners of Rage, plus the Swords of Chaos charging, they just held and shrugged it off, and with a little bit of healing, they just, look how healthy they are at the end of the game there. They did absolutely fantastic. So overall, this build is super good against Chaos. Now, I have struggled with it before up against some super elite players who use the Marauders and have held cannons to pick it apart before it kind of gets into full-on motion. The whole idea, this army wants to drag you down into a big mosh pit whilst defending Kroak there. So the Umbral Tide, bit of a risky pick here just because it's so hard to defend. As you did see, it did get compromised a little bit by the Hounds, but it's a little bit too little too late. With only 4 infantry units who are of course going to be busy on the front line, they can get caught out, but these guys did a huge amount of damage, basically making these trolls completely useless, and also helping to defeat the Summoners of Rage there. So nice build overall, it worked pretty well, and of course it's always nice to see Kroak running around on Grimlock, smashing some Chaos Skulls in. So I hope you guys did enjoy this battle. If you did, please do consider leaving a like down below. It really helps out the channel overall, helps us get noticed and so forth. And do please subscribe, if you want to see more battles and whatnot. And also leave comments, always love to get some feedback and interact with you guys. So I'm going to be working over the next couple of days. I think the next video is probably going to be coming out Monday or possibly Tuesday. I'm trying not to do any videos on the days I work. Not going to get into too much, long story short, I've been a bit ill for quite a long time. So I've basically not been sleeping, so on days of work I need to really focus on work and then getting some rest. So unfortunately no more videos till Monday, but at the latest it'll be Tuesday. But we'll see you then. And also we of course do have a live stream coming up next week. On Wednesday we have the second Death Before Dishonor, which is super good. We've got the returning champ, Ben the Barman, and a few other competitors that are going to be in there, trying to scrap it out and steal that title from underneath you. So hopefully I'll see you guys there, and I'll see you next week. Peace, guys. Stay awesome.